Hey Messiah, Texas, it's Brandi Moore, and I have your 5-Minute Friday. As you know, we've been working through the book of Psalms, and this week we're working in Psalm 21. As I was reading through Psalm 21 and preparing for this, I was struggling with how to personally apply it and what the Father was going to have me speak to you. So I'm going to read the first couple of verses, and then I'm going to share with what He shared with me. So, Psalm 21. O Lord, in your strength the king rejoices, and in your salvation how greatly he exalts. You have given him his heart's desire and have not withheld the request of his lips. For you meet him with rich blessings. You set a crown of fine gold upon his head. Okay, so as I was reading through this, I was, again, like I said, kind of struggling with what to share here and what all of it, And then I realized that it was talking about this king and the blessings that have come upon him. And then I asked, okay, well, why did he have blessings? And it comes back to the first verse of he rejoiced in the Lord's strength, and he exalted him greatly in salvation. And I was like, wow. When we do this, we get the same blessings that the king did. So what I did is I reread it and I put myself in the king's position. So I'm actually going to read the first 7 verses, and instead of referring to this king, I'm going to refer to myself. So it says, O Lord, in your strength I rejoice, and in your salvation how greatly I exalt. You have given me my heart's desire. You have not withheld the requests of my lips. For you meet me with rich blessings, and you set a crown of gold on my head. I asked life of you. You gave it to me. Length of days forever and ever. My glory is through your salvation. Splendor and majesty you bestow upon me. For you make me most blessed forever. You make me glad with the joy of your presence. For I trust in the Lord, and through the steadfast love of the Most High, I shall not be moved. And that, it blew me away. So I can receive all these promises and these blessings if I do the 2 things that were in verse 1, which is rejoice in the Lord's strength, and to exalt of how great his salvation is for us. And in the grand scheme of things, in all of life, it really does boil down to those 2 things. We have the commands and the greatest 2 commands, and that's obviously what we're supposed to do. But this, I feel like, almost explains how to do that sometimes. But if we will just rejoice in the Lord's strength, and that strength looks like a bunch of different things. We know that. And if we will exalt in the salvation that he has offered us, all these blessings are promised. And then if you keep reading, it gets really interesting. So now there's this it's almost separated. So that first part was about the king or yourself. And the second part is really, it kind of showcases the strength that the Lord really has. So it continues in verse 8. Your hand will find out all of your enemies. Your right hand will find out those who hate you. You will make them as blazing ovens when you appear. The Lord will swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire will consume them. You will destroy their descendants from the earth, their offspring from among the children of man. Though they plan evil against you, though they devise mischief, they will not succeed. For you will put them to flight. You will aim at their faces with your bow. Be exalted, O Lord, in your strength. We will sing and praise your power. That's it. That is, in a nutshell, our job as believers, to follow his commands, to praise and rejoice in his strength, and to exalt salvation. And when we do that, these promises, these blessings, this protection is when that comes. So I hope that fed you the way that it fed me. And I hope that you have a great Shabbat and weekend. And remember that you have friends at Messiah, Texas.